2023 is about to come to an end, and you may are actually looking forward to 2023 to come to an end as we're moving into this new energy, because 2023 was many things. It was challenging, it was upsetting, it was emotionally draining. I mean, so many things have happened this year, but you see, the thing is, 2023 was that changeover year. It was that in-between year, assisting us to prepare ourselves and align ourselves to this new earth template, a new frequency that we're moving into as we're moving into the age of Aquarius. And so much has happened this year. And in this video, I want to take a moment to do a little review of this year, and then also share some tips with you of how you can really leave behind all the things that are no longer serving you, so you can open yourself up to the newness, the new beginnings, the new opportunities, all of those beautiful things that are available to you in the new year, as we're moving into this age of Aquarius. Because it is a new beginning. Because we are changing zodiac signs, so there is a new beginning. But in order to really embrace that, we need to let go of what no longer serves us. And what 2023 was that year that brought up a lot. So let's take a moment to review 2023. Because 2023, if you have seen my video at the beginning of the year where I gave the forecast for the year, it was all about 2023 was the year of really embracing and stepping into your soul's highest path. So that was the key theme for this year. And you may realize that this year may have been a lot of soul searching, really figuring out, well, what am I here to do? What is it that my soul has come here to do? What do I feel called to do? I want to feel more fulfillment, more excitement. I want to step into my soul's mission. Maybe you even felt like you wanted to live a higher life. That was the key theme for this year. And some of the things that I had mentioned beginning of the year was that this year is going to be about your inner growth. There's going to be a lot of shedding, a lot of healing, a lot of releasing. Well, I'm pretty sure you have gone through that, right? Because this year it was such an emotional turmoil going on. A lot of stuff was coming to the surface. A lot was coming up. I know for myself, I experienced so many psychic attacks this year. I have never experienced anything like that. And it was a lot that I had to heal as well. A lot was coming up. And the reason why you had to do a lot of that inner healing and that releasing was because all that stuff that you were holding on to doesn't fit into this new earth template. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't match with it, right? So since this year was this whole changeover year, you were being assisted to let it all go, to become aware of it so you can let it go. So that's why this year may have been emotionally draining and challenging for you, because you had to do a lot of healing and clearing and releasing and purging and even more purging and even more clearing. And we were being assisted cosmically for all of that, to really clear and release and let go. So that was one of the first things that I had mentioned. Another thing that I had mentioned was that there will be times throughout this year where you feel absolutely unfulfilled in what you were doing. And the reason for that was because this dissatisfaction was meant to kickstart you to then figure out, like, well, okay, I don't like this. Well, what do I want instead? What is it that my soul is calling to step into? So if you experience any of that dissatisfaction, there was a reason for it. You were meant to really take that time of dissatisfaction or that feeling of dissatisfaction to figure out, what do you want instead? Then also at the same time, you may have also received a lot of ideas for creative projects. Maybe you felt called to start something or to create something, to express something. I know for myself, I created I think 2 different programs this year and many other little things as well. So there was a lot of creative flow going on as well, because we were meant to really step into our soul's highest path. And that's why you may have received ideas, creative ideas, or just insights into what you could be creating, what you felt called to really step into. And then finally, one last thing I want to mention is that one of the things that I had mentioned was that your life is going to transform. Well, let's look at it. Inner growth, check. Dissatisfaction, check. A lot of ideas, most likely, check. And life transforms, double check, right? Because so much has happened this year. 2023 was absolutely intense for many, especially the healers, the guides, the psychics, the intuitives, us highly sensitive souls. We were really pushed to awaken more because we're the forerunners. And there's so many people that woke up this year as well to really be prepared for that next year, because it's us who are already more awoken or very awoken to then help those that have resisted up until this point. You see all this fighting and war and all that negativity going on in the world. That's because a lot of people, they're fighting against what is happening. They're resisting it, so it comes out as anger. So it is us who had to unfortunately go through all of this hardship, this challenging time, the emotional roller coaster, the psychic attacks, because we were meant to be prepared to really step into the role of then making an impact, making a difference, being a way shower, really starting either a spiritual business, a spiritual practice, or just sharing what we have learned, sharing our path with other people. We're really the forerunners to then assist those who are then awakening, moving forward. So that's why this year has been intense. There has been a lot happening this year, but thankfully it's about to be over. Yay! But at the same time, your life transformed because of all the things that happened. Like I mentioned, I have gone through many psychic attacks this year. It was even to the point that my life almost fell completely apart, and I was just sitting like, what the heck is going on? I had no idea how to stop whatever was going on, and I had to do a lot of clearing, a lot of healing, a lot of protection, and really protecting myself from all that. But because of each and every one of those attacks, it helped me really figure out, well, what do I want moving forward? What do I feel called to do? Because I was holding on to the old way of what I thought I wanted for my business, for my life, and it just didn't fit no more. I also felt that dissatisfaction in my life that had me questioning, well, what do I want instead? So I have been making shifts and changes in my business as well because of that. So maybe take a look back and see, how has your life actually progressed throughout this year? Yes, it has been most likely challenging, and I want to invite you, put aside all that, how challenging things have been and how emotionally draining and overwhelming things have been, but just look at how much have you grown? How much have you transformed? What have you shifted in your life? Did you maybe start a new practice, or really change your diet or your exercise program, or maybe have you evolved more on your spiritual path? Look at all the growth that happened this year because of all that has happened. So that's like the first step, is like really acknowledge yourself, really look back, take a look back and just acknowledge all the growth that you have achieved because of it. But then what we want to do is, and here are the 4 tips I want to share with you of what you can do to leave behind the things that you no longer want, no longer need, as we're moving into the new earth template, the age of Aquarius, this beautiful new frequency that has so much more to offer than what we have experienced up until this point. As I'm tuning into the frequency, I'm really getting that up until this point, the energy was more the divine masculine, the ego driven. Let's make stuff happen, right? Let's figure this stuff out, the strategic kind of approach. But now the age of Aquarius is more so the 5D frequency, the divine feminine. So it's a beautiful, softer frequency, energy that is more of ease, more softer. So it's definitely a beautiful change from what we have experienced. Yes, it's going to still be uncomfortable because we're so used to the ego-driven masculine side, and moving into a more feminine, it is going to take some time. And that's why this year has been also so challenging, because we have been assisted, especially these last few months, towards the end of 2023, we were assisted in really preparing ourselves for that one. How can we really align ourselves to the 5D frequency? We were sort of in the learning phase, the practice phase, so we can really practice it now before we then move into that beautiful energy. But let's talk about what can you do to let go of what you no longer need. So there are 4 tips that I want to share with you to really assist you in just leaving behind all the stuff you don't want to take with you into this new beautiful energy. The first tip is, make a list of all the things you don't want to take with you, that you want to leave behind. Go somewhere you can be undisturbed and really just tune in. Get your journal out, or just some pieces of paper, and just brain dump anything and everything that you want to leave behind. Maybe you want to leave behind fears, and then what fears do you want to leave behind? Maybe you want to leave behind the doubt that you have in yourself, in your path, in your future, in your abilities or whatever. Maybe you want to leave certain habits behind that actually have been holding you back. Maybe you want to leave behind certain dreams, certain ambitions. So this is more so on, you want to look at what do you want to leave behind on an energetic level, on a physical level, on an internal level. So it's on those 3 levels. You want to really brain dump. And you can make 3 different papers where you put down, okay, externally, what do I want to release? Internally, and internally is those feelings, the beliefs, and those type of things. And then also energetically, what kind of energy do you want to leave behind? The energy of lack and limitation, the energy of constriction, the energy of hardship, whatever it is, of poverty, whatever it is. Really make a list, make 3 different lists, and write down anything and everything that you want to leave behind. Then make that conscious choice. You want to leave it behind. And here what you can then do is when you're done with it, when you really feel like, okay, I have written down everything, you want to make the conscious choice to release it, to let it go. Then you can burn the papers, in a safe way though. Burn the papers as a symbol that I'm releasing it. I'm letting it go. I'm cutting the cords to it. I'm done with this. This is not these are the things I no longer want to take with me into 2024, moving forward. Then you can also listen to an activation that I released about releasing the old and welcoming in the new year. That can then also help you on an energetic level to really clear it out, release it, and let it go. The link for that is in the description below. But really get clear on what do you want to leave behind. Now, this could also be certain situations. In the external, for example, it could be certain situations, certain people that you just feel no longer in alignment with. And yes, that may be a little harder to do, but just write it down and make that decision that I'm going to leave it behind. It's weighing me down. It's holding me back. I don't want to be stuck in that no more. And of course, if it's certain people that you actually can't walk away from, let's say family members, then here it's the internal stuff about the emotions that you have towards that, the story that you have about that person or the relationship between the two of you. So just let it all go, but make that list and release it. Let it go. Set that intention. You're done with it. And like I said, and burn it, and then also listen to the activation to help you on an energetic level. Then the second tip is actually release and let go of the things that you don't want in the physical, and also internally as well. You want to then act from a new place. So here, when we're talking externally, we're actually letting it go. Declutter your life. Declutter your every area of your life. Whatever you have written down, you also then want to actually do something in the physical. Whether it's you're doing somewhat of like a winter cleaning, clearing out the clutter in your home, in your office, at your work, or whatever. Even let's say you're deciding that was certain friends, certain partners that maybe you have been with, or people that you have no acquaintances that are draining you, they're not in alignment with you anymore. Make that decision to cut the cord and really talk to them like, look, I'm sorry, but I'm on a different path right now. I don't think this is working out anymore. You want to do something in the physical to let go of whatever you don't want to do anymore, that you don't want to take with you. If it's, for example, let's say you have a spiritual business and it's been things that you have been offering and things you have been doing. You also don't want to make the decision that, okay, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to discontinue those things. One of the things that I actually have done is I discontinued offering readings or one-on-one sessions for the time being. I may pick it up again in the next year, but for right now, it really felt like I have outgrown those things. I'm moving into something more evolved. So it's things like that you may want to then really consider. What can you do in your life to let go of, to not take with you into the new energy? Because the thing is, if you're holding on to it, knowing that I don't want to do this no more, this doesn't feel right anymore, but you're still carrying it with you, well, guess what? It sticks around and it causes that interference. It causes that misalignment. It's causing that icky kind of energy, that push-pull kind of energy. And as we're moving into the new earth frequency, the age of Aquarius, you want to let that go before you move into that. So make the changes in the physical, like actually in the physical, do something to let it go. Then the third tip is you want to take the higher road. And what I mean with that is decide, who do you want to be moving forward? What do you want your new habits to be? Your new intentions, the way of how you want to show up differently in the world, in a higher way. What do you want to embody? What are those new beliefs that you want to embody, that you want to really adapt to? What are the new situations you want to open yourself up to? Really make that decision. These are the things that I want to experience moving forward. Really decide, make that decision, okay? Because as you're releasing things, as you're letting go of things, well, you want to replace it, or otherwise there's somewhat of a void, right? So get clear on what do you want instead, and write that down too. Really make a list of intentions. Make a list of who you want to be, what you want to experience, all of those things. But really take that higher road, because you have grown enough this year to really, you have elevated your consciousness. You're no longer who you were beginning of 2023. So now you want to decide, well, who do you want to be moving forward? And here I'm not talking about New Year's resolutions either, okay? Because I don't believe in those, because there's just a hype about it. But it's like for you, you want to decide, who do you want to be moving forward? Then the fourth tip is you want to envision your path moving forward. You want to really tap into that higher path for 2024 and energetically connect with it. Really envision, what do you want 2024 to be like? Who do you want to grow into in 2024? What are the things you want to accomplish? And here, make a plan. I mean, this is a perfect time, and I hope you already had thought about it like even before, and not wait until now we're close to the ending of the year. But make a plan. Really, or review your plan if you already made one. You're really considering what we just talked about, what I shared with you, and really envision that in great detail. Who do you want to grow into in 2024? What are the experiences you want to have in the new year? What are things you want to create? What do you want to call forth? All of that. Really make that plan, envision it in great detail, and then energetically connect to that. Really connect energetically to your vision. You may even write it down of everything that you want to experience, and then review that on a day-to-day basis, or weekly, or monthly, or just more frequently, so you can connect to that moving forward. What are your intentions for 2024? But make that plan and envision it in great detail and connect with it energetically. That's how you can really let go of 2023 and then really move forward and embrace those new beginnings, the new frequency. Because 2023, like I said, it was a lot of different things. A lot of different things for different people. You may haven't experienced it as challenging as others, or you may have experienced it more challenging than others. Either way, it was all to our highest and greatest good. Like I said, the year's almost over. We only have like a few days left as I'm releasing this video. But just know that this year, even though it may have been challenging, devastating, absolutely crazy, and emotionally draining and overwhelming, just know that at the end of the day, it was still assisting you in preparing yourself to really align to that new frequency. If you wouldn't have experienced the things that you did this year, you would not be ready now to align yourself, to embody and embrace this new energy that we're moving into. So just keep that in mind. Yes, it doesn't make things better. Yes, it doesn't make things go away of what you experienced, because it helped you grow. It helped you become who you are today. But allow yourself just to let go of the negative emotions about the things that you've experienced this year. You don't need that anymore. You don't want to take that with you. Just take the good things, the growth, the transformation that you experienced this year. Take that with you, but let go of the emotional baggage from this year. We have been assisted on so many levels, on a cosmic level, on an energetic level, on a spiritual level, to really prepare ourselves, to really step into that role of way shower, of light being, or beacon of light, really someone that can really assist in this greater awakening moving forward. And this can mean many different things depending on what you feel called to do. Just follow your soul's calling. But be in gratitude for all your experience of 2023, because even though it may have been challenging, it was still to your highest and greatest good. You have grown because of it, and now you're ready to really embrace that new earth, the age of Aquarius, this new beautiful energy. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I would like to know from you now, what are you now ready to leave behind and let go of? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. Make that statement. Really make that statement to the universe. I'm now ready to leave behind and let go of this, and that. And while you're at it, maybe even hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release more content. Maybe even share this video with someone that you think would benefit from it. I would greatly appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey throughout this year, and hopefully for many, many more years to come. I'm so overjoyed that I get to bring these videos to you, these topics, these teachings that I'm being given and I'm being asked to share on a greater scale. So I'm so grateful and overjoyed that I get to be part of your journey. I just want to mention that now that we're coming to the end of the year, it has been an absolute joy for me to create these videos throughout this year, and I'm definitely going to continue. There may be some shifts and changes coming, more videos, maybe some live streams next year. There's all still some things that are working through and figuring out, but I'm definitely going to continue moving forward to support you on your journey by bringing you these videos, these teachings, the guidance, from my guides, and I hope you're going to continue tuning in. But thank you so much for being here. Now be sure to check out this video. That's that light language activation to release that negative energy and release the old so you can embrace the new. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video, which is actually going to be in the new year. So I will see you in the new year. Have a wonderful ending of 2023 and an amazing start into the new year. Namaste.